Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. What I'm finna show you is not the original purchase I made. I was alluding to the fact that, well, I don't know if any of y'all caught it, but I bought a four-wheeler and it was a 2016 model, Foreman 500. It was red. I'll throw a picture in a small clip. And that's all the footage I have of it because I literally only had it for like 3 weeks maybe. But long story short, the guy who rebuilt it, that I got it from, rebuilt it wrong, and it burned up the clutches, and it needed a one-way bearing, and clutches and a one-way bearing altogether is like $700-800 once you get somebody to install them. I was going to do it myself, which would have dropped the cost probably 500 maybe. But simply for the fact of not really wanting to fool with that four-wheeler, I went ahead and I turned around and sold it, and I bought what's sitting in front of me right here. So when I said that the focus of this channel is going to be changing, this is my new rig. This is going to be the mud rig that I am going to keep, hopefully. I think, anyway. Not going to say anything for sure. But this is going to be my new mud rig, and I hope to change kind of the little focus. We will still have truck videos every now and then, but my truck's at a spot right now where everything's really good on it, and I really need to save up for like paint because my hood's peeling bad before I move on to other stuff. Besides the video I might be making, might be posting next week, I would call it a part for the truck, but I got an accessory for the truck and replaced something that I had before that wasn't as good. But back to this four-wheeler. So it is a 2013, which is the last year they made this body style. It's a 2013 Rancher 420, a TRX 420 FM if you want to get technical. But this is a 420, and it does smoke. See if I can get it to smoke here. It needs a top end, and you can hear the valve clatter. You can hear, like I said, the valve clatter. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on camera or not. But she is going to need a new top end, and this one needs a one-way bearing. So, turns out I get to do the one-way bearing anyway. But it does need a top end. I don't think the smoke picked up on camera. So, top end, which I did order a big bore for it. I ordered the parts to make it a 500. So, that'll probably be a future video. Me and my buddy tearing down this thing, seeing exactly what was wrong. I'm thinking it just needs rings. I got a new jug, all that you have to do for a big bore, for the fact that I want to know this bike is sound before I take it to Muddy Bottoms on the 22nd, which hopefully I will get some footage there. I have a GoPro right now, but it's an older model and it's not very great, but I might use it. I don't know. Y'all should let me know down in the comments if y'all want to see that. But this is the focus I want to shift this to. Back to what's actually done to the bike. It's 420, soon to be 500. It has 31 inch. I don't know where the size went on them, but they're 30. There it is. 31 9.5 14s. These are, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, OG Outlaws. I don't know much about Outlaws besides these pull pretty freaking good. These are on the MSA M20s. I think this is MSA's like first wheel. But these wheels and tires, contrary to the way they look, are actually brand new. He bought them in September and let them get chewed up by a little metal piece that mounts right. You can see where I unbolted it from right there, but that metal piece spans and supports this floorboard, but I took it out so these wouldn't rub, and now I'm getting away with a 2-inch high lifter lift on 31s and no rubbing. And this fender here, I mean, that's still plenty sturdy for if a stick hits it or something like that. So 31-inch Outlaws on 14-inch MSAs, and to pull the 31s, it has a 53% gear reduction. And after pulling them, you gotta go back to like I did before on fitting them. So if y'all don't know about 420s, these bikes normally have to be stretched to fit bigger than 30s, I believe. But this is a 3-inch stretch on these 31s, and you can see I have ample amounts of clearance. But it's stretched, it's gear reducted, it's got the big tires. Come back to the front, it has a wild boar rad relocate on it. The old rebel flag, you know, a little yeehaw for me. But I'm gonna get my my old YouTube symbol. It's not Flying H TV anymore, but Flying H is our cattle brand. So I'm gonna hopefully get a new one of these cut. And for at night, it's got 2 rock lights up in there. It lights this thing up good. I have one clip at night that I'll probably throw in right here. And along with that, you can't really see it right now. I should have left it on, but there it is, that rock light up there and a rock light in the back. And I don't know what this guy was thinking when he did his switches, but he got this big goofy switch right here for those rock lights. And then you have our little nice upside down mounted for the light bar up there. This light bar, at first, I wondered why he would put a slim one on it, but the headlights on these 4-wheelers are really bad. I'm looking to probably get some LED headlights. But if you have a single row, like it's mounted on this one's got moisture in it, but that outputs enough light to be able to see, but also does not blind whoever you're riding with. And back to not knowing how to do stuff, or at least make stuff look good. He clearly doesn't know much about electrical. None of this is really horrible. I might cut that, redo that, and throw some heat shrink over it just so you can't see the blue. But this ground situation is terrible. He decided to sandwich it between washers instead of finding somewhere to mount it to the frame, up actually behind or close to the battery. So there's a couple things. This bike needs TLC. Obviously, it is snorkeled. It's sealed to the best of my knowledge. When I cover it up, it's got a little pinhole leak that I gotta find, but it literally sucks this airbox lid down and starts to twist the airbox. So not too much worried about water. But overall, this is a pretty clean bike. It's 2013, so it is mud stained, but it's just dirty right now because I went riding yesterday. I've been riding around on the messed up piston rings just because I got new ones coming in. It's not really going to hurt it. It's hard to hurt these old 420s or even the new ones. But because I wanted to ride it, I rode it yesterday and went ahead and snapped that baby off. These 31-inch Outlaws are not good for a hard, slick surface, which no tire really is. But I was leaning back on this and I tried to put some weight up here, and I knew better to do what I did. Set it down and it caught, and it snapped my axle and also broke a tie rod. So now we are rocking a Honda 300 tie rod. I had to call my buddy who's got a 300, which I might just do a walk around of now that I think about it. He's got a 300 and he brought his spare parts, and we got this one out of the woods. But that's my new bike pretty much. A couple little things come to it. The It's obviously going to be a 500. I might slap the exhaust on. If I do, there'll probably be a separate video on that. Throwing exhaust on these things isn't that hard, I don't believe. I've never done it, but if it's anything like the other Hondas, which I'm sure it is, it's 1 or 2 clamps and you're good to go. I'll probably throw it on there, see how it sounds, and maybe keep it on there. Long term, we'd like to maybe invest in some audio, which is another reason I want to put the pipe on there. But here it is, guys. It's 2013 420, 31s, 14s, 53% gear reduction, 3-inch stretch. And once she gets fixed up right before Muddy Bottoms, she'll be good to go. I'm going to order a new cover, and my switches will be, I have 2 push button switches mounted in there. And to carry on the amber theme, and get some amber push buttons to go right there. Should look pretty good. But here it is. Hope y'all are excited about mud riding content. Hopefully I can get it filmed up to a good standard. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next one.